3 bold flips, 100 saved, luxe, Anthropology style decor, and Pottery Barn worthy organization. No one will ever guess they started in IKEA's as-is aisle. Today we're headed to IKEA to hunt for some budget-friendly pieces that we can hack into some beautiful high-end decor. I have no idea what we're gonna find or discover there, but whatever it is, I'm going to make sure that it is something that you would be proud to have in your home. So let's get on the road. So I think I want to do something a little different this time. Is normally I will go up to the furniture section or I will go into the marketplace. This time I want to hit up the as-is section right out of the gate to see if we can't find something really cool and then go shopping for other items. What do you think? Let's do it. I feel like I'm breaking IKEA law by going in the opposite direction I normally go. So we're gonna go hit up the as-is section and then I think we might go in reverse. I don't know, maybe we won't. I'm a rule follower, here we go. I just did an outdoor patio makeover. This would be kind of a cute grill cart. It's only $27. And they also have it in white. Maybe I could do something for a bathroom or laundry room. Not sure. This piece is awesome. It is too big for the space. I just had them measure it. I knew it was cutting it close, but it's just not gonna work at all for what I wanted to do, which is such a bummer because it's $199, which is a really good deal for what it is. So we're gonna look through the rest of this section and see what else we can find. So these are folding chairs and they're $14.50, which is such a good deal for a folding chair. I just don't know how I would hack those. Maybe put a slip cover on it or something. And then of course we could do a doormat. I don't know if I'm really feeling that. $4.99, that's a really good price, but I don't know if I'm filling a mat today. I think this was meant to be a wine rack, but I have an idea for this in my craft room, and I'm always looking for storage in my craft room. This could be very hackable. It's $129 versus $200. It's in great condition and it's already built, so I might consider that, but I don't have like immediate ideas for it, but it seems like you'd always use a good shelf. So there's this mirror over here that I love because it's obviously an Anthropology dupe. The color of it is hideous and I think there's more that we could do to it. And it's a great price, so I think I'm gonna grab it if I can find an employee to get it off the wall because it's zip tied to the wall. So it's this one, let me show you. So you can see that it's just like a really cheap, not high-end looking gold color, but it's got these and that up top, and I think that's really nice. It's just looks a little cheaper than it could with a little extra love. I feel like I have to get it. Ooh. There's this dupe that I've been wanting to do and it would be perfect for that, so gosh. All right, while I debate whether or not I should get that piece that I really want and find a spot for it in my house, I'm gonna go shop in the marketplace and see what we can find there. I gotta stop in the pillow section. Let's see what they've got new. This would have looked great on my patio makeover last week, right? Looks so good. This is kind of fun. Polka dots. Almost has an animal print effect. So cute. Geometric designs aren't really my thing, but those are some new ones. That is kind of interesting. Not really my jam. This one's on sale for $6.99. Oh, that's really cute. I don't really have a spot for that, but that would be something I would like. Really like that. These girly pillow covers are some of the most hackable things at IKEA, and they're only $3.99. So these are always good. I don't think I'll do anything with them today, but they are a good one. This is a last chance item. So if you like those, you always got to grab those before they're gone. It's really interesting shopping now that I've scored so much in the as-is section that nothing is as appealing to me, or nothing's really popping out yet, but there's still plenty of shopping to do. I just did some bathroom hacks on my last IKEA hack episode, so if you haven't seen that, you'll want to check that out. But I think we're going to skip over the bathroom section today and do some just regular stuff. So they actually had this rug in the as-is section, and it's actually kind of pretty. I was thinking about it, but I just don't know. It would go good in my family room. Let's talk baskets. I like some of their baskets, but not for the price. You can totally go to Home Goods and get a cuter basket for less money, like way less money. So,
well, that's actually a life hack.
I typically don't buy anything here. I mean, I have occasionally just for fun, especially if it's on clearance, but I typically look at them every time and then pass on them every time, just because I know you can get a better basket price elsewhere for just as cute or cuter. I don't know if I'm a fan of that. Or the ones next to it. Here's a new item that I think is really, really cute and worth considering. They've got it in green and cream. Really cute, like floor lamp. It's $49.99. $49.99 US. And it's really cute, but it looks similar to this other one that I'm going to go show you over here that's not as new. I love these. These are super cute. They're a little bit more, $20 more at $69.99. But these are really cute looking. This comes in like a white and gold and a black and gold, and they're really great. And here is the smaller table lamp versions. That is really cute. I mean, look at that, so cute. So I have one, either this version or something very similar at home, and I do have an idea for it. So I'm not going to buy it here because I already bought it, and I will show you what I'm going to do in just a second. We're about to the floral section, and we'll see if they have good stuff today or not. Sometimes they're kind of hit and miss. What do you think? Pretty? I don't know. So they do have some autumn stuff out. Might be worth snagging now for an upcoming episode. Should I grab it now just in case? Or come back and get it during autumn? Let's see. I may grab them now and then come back in the autumn time and do another IKEA hack episode. And, you know, if we grab them now, then we'll have them for sure. If not, you know, they might not be here when I come do that. So I'm going to grab 2 of them just in case, but we might not do anything with them this episode. You already know I'm a huge fan of this. It's like a jasmine. I love it. It's out on my back patio. Yeah, you guys should buy this if you want. They call all of their green plants feka, or however they pronounce it. So I don't know what to tell you to call it, but $3.99. So cute. Now, as a serial plant killer, we're walking past the section that I try to avoid like the plague, because even getting near my presents may make them unhealthy. So now I'm feeling pretty good about myself. So we're gonna go home. I'm gonna do a quick haul maybe, or maybe not. I don't know, maybe I'll make you wait. And then either way, we're gonna start doing the hacks. Before we head, you guys, I saved almost $17 by using my IKEA family membership. So don't forget to sign up for that. I'm not like paid or plugged for that. Just save yourself some additional money. Yeah, I mean, why not? It's so easy to do. So make sure you always use your IKEA family discount. First up, those mismatched wine racks I snagged. They may not look like much now, but I've got a completely different vision for them, and trust me, it's not wine storage. Okay, it's time to start our hack, but first, can we all admire this cute t-shirt here for a second? And on the back it says, "You are powerful." I don't know if you know this, but I do have a merch store, but it doesn't automatically link up to my YouTube store like some of my other items do, because I already have my IKEA store linked and you can't link two of them. But we were able to link that up to my IKEA store. So if you want to go over and check out some of the t-shirts and other merch items that we have over there, we've got IKEA stuff, we've got Design to the Nine stuff, and it's just another way that you can help support this channel so that I can continue to bring you fun and awesome content. And well, I think it's pretty cute. So what are we gonna do with this? What are you thinking? What if we made like a Cricut vinyl storage tower for my craft room? And also, I mean, we could use it for craft paints or whatever, but as I mentioned, it's not very consistent because it's missing some of the parts. And this one is kind of fun because this one actually also came with a drawer. So we could maybe put some of like some tools or other things in this. But I just thought this would be really, really cool. So we need to combine them together. So what I was thinking is this one could stack on top of this one. So we'll probably do some brackets on the back to connect them together. Because we've got the damage and this obviously looks like a wine rack, aren't gonna be using it for that. I have some of this left over from my popcorn cart from my thrifting adventure. If you haven't seen that episode, you're gonna want to, because it was a poppin' good time, pun intended. I just thought we could even those out with that. But then obviously, it's gonna be difficult to just attach that and it won't look the same. So we need to kind of mimic that underneath it. I'll cut this down to size to kind of match these same dimensions. And then we'll add this on top of that as well. And we will hopefully make it look all consistent. Let's start by adding on these shelves. So we're gonna just measure this. Let's see. Yeah, what I thought it was is a 1x2. So we're gonna just take this, which is a 1x4, and we will cut it down to a 1x2. Here we go, fire it up. We've already messed up our cute shirt. Oh well. I do not want you to be intimidated by a miter saw. They are actually quite simple to use. And as long as you just keep your hands away from the blade, you're good. So we're doing 7.5 inches. We might as well just cut them both at the same time, don't you think? So we're gonna just mark 7.5 inches. Okay. And just make sure this is all lined up. There we go. Now we're gonna cut down our little scalloped edge, which is so cute. But I wanna just show you something, okay? So what I am thinking is we should be able to very closely do 3 of these. It might be off a little. What I'm more concerned about is making sure that this is even, that we've got 3 even bumps. So that's what we're gonna do. Here we go. Oh yeah, that's like perfect. That's money. So that's kind of what we're going for. As you can see, we have this little thing on the front of the drawer. I think it was just some kind of price tag holder. So we're gonna take a straight edge blade here. So what we're gonna do is I have some liquid nails that we're gonna use. We've got to decide which direction we want for sure. So we're gonna put a little adhesive. We're gonna strategically place that. Okay. So I have this extra trim left over from many other projects. I don't know if it just feels a little unfinished if I want to do something like that underneath, or if we're okay with it like that. I'm gonna cut one down and just see. And I'm gonna grab some miter shears to do that. I might need to go get my sharper ones. There we go. We can just hold it up. So we're gonna just cut that and we'll see if we like it. If we like it, we can do it. If we don't, oh yeah. I need to change out that blade. It's usually much easier. It's clearly dull. Okay, this is gonna seem a little wacky, but hear me out. I don't know if I'm loving that. I feel like it's a little, I don't know, hodgepodge. This has already had 2 of those shelves kind of, I don't know if they've been knocked out or if they just didn't ever install them, but I figure it's not gonna hurt if we try to knock this out, and then maybe we just do it the way I was talking about a minute ago. Okay, so now after all of that work, we're gonna disassemble and do the same thing, so. Oh, I could have just unscrewed that. Nice. Good job, Natalie. Instead we have damage to repair. So what I'm leaning towards now is just filling in all of these holes with some Bondo, some wood Bondo, and then sanding it out really nice and then painting it. So this is Bondo, and this is actually wood filler Bondo. It's just such a good product, so we're gonna use this to fill the holes right now. So I usually get like a scrap piece of wood for this. This stuff is stinky, so make sure you do this in a well-ventilated spot. You gotta stir it up, take some, and then you take a little, this blue stuff, which is an activator, and it makes it harden. You take our mixture, we don't have a lot of work time, push it down in there. Left over from a project. I love having pieces around. If I don't have to spend money on stuff, I don't want to. That's why I keep it around. Probably bothers my husband, but it saves us money. So now we're going to use this piece to cut down a back for this. The back will stabilize it a little bit more, and then also we have this damaged one. It's got the hole in the corner. All I'm going to do is cut one that will kind of just cover that up because it's not structurally like compromised or anything. So I'm going to just cut this down on my table saw right now. Saving that for later. Okay. Situations where it's gonna look worse before it gets better. I promise it will look better in the end, but it's looking a little rough right now.
Trust the process.
Once we got them all ready to go, I took out some spray primer and gave them a prime. And when that was dry, I did 2 coats of cabinet enamel. So I color matched this to the IKEA color. I think it's the same IKEA white that they use everywhere. It's like an off-white color. And here's the code for that. Also, we are gonna pour the paint in one of my favorite painting products, which is the repaint tray. I've talked about this before. It's just so good because I know like I'm gonna need to do a second coat and I don't want to have to clean it up, and then what I used to do is throw it in like a shopping bag or something like that. Things would dry out. So what's really cool about this is it has a lid and you can just put a lid walk away, come back, and it will stay fresh for a good long time. And then when it's done, just leave the lid off, let it dry out, and it peels right off because it's silicone. And if you want to like wash it with water, it's awesome. So if you want to get one of these, I would highly recommend it. Not sponsored, but I am friends with her, and she has given me a coupon code for you, 10% off if you use my link and coupon code, and I'll put that in the description underneath the video. So check it out. It's seriously awesome. I'm not getting paid other than like affiliate commission to tell you about this. I just absolutely love it. So let's pour our paint in, and I'm gonna roll it this time. I could spray it, but it's just really hot and humid outside, and so I just don't know if that would work well with a sprayer, so that's why we're gonna roll it. So here we go. That's it for tonight. We're gonna put our lid on and we're gonna forget about it because it's gonna be just fine until tomorrow for sure and beyond. Pretty did this Pottery Barn style vinyl storage turn out. Functional and beautiful, my favorite combo. Well, my desired favorite combo because I'm not very organized naturally. But speaking of getting organized, would you be up for a little quest with me? I've been thinking about doing a series on getting organized from square one, no judgment, no Pinterest perfection, just real solutions for real spaces. If that's something you'd be interested in, let me know in the comment section below. It might be a good way for us all to get motivated and organized together. I mean, I've been organized in my life. There's been a season for that, and I would like that season back. So I need to cut the chaos. Okay, now let's switch gears because up next is a mirror that's giving more dorm room clearance bin than Anthropologie right now. I've got a plan to give this piece some serious glow up energy. The first thing, I mean, just looking at it, it just, yeah, it reads very, very cheap. The gold is not a very pretty gold and it just screams IKEA, and I want it to have a high-end feel. I wanted to give it some of the, you know, detail work on the frame of the gleaming primrose from the Anthropologie. Is probably one of the most duped items ever, and you know, it's because it's classic, it's timeless, and it's beautiful, let's be honest. So I want to turn this IKEA piece and make it look a little bit more like this really bougie, nice piece from Anthropologie. And so I had some half round beads in my stash. I've had it for years. I think I got them off of Amazon, so if I can find that, I will link them for you below. So I started by spacing them about a thumb width apart, and I got them all spaced, and then I started gluing them on, and I got them all glued on. Then I was like, I think I have enough to get a little tighter, which is what I wanted to do originally. I just didn't know how fast, you know, the beads would get sucked up. But it must have been meant to be, because when I glued those beads on, it was the exact amount. I had just enough to fill in those spaces, and I'm so glad I did because this really looked so much better. Now what I needed to do is tone down that kind of weird gold color, and you're gonna think this might be weird, but then I started by painting a black, and that black kind of bleeds through in the end, and you kind of see a little bit of that black ages it. And then you'll notice that I don't just kind of paint it on, and I didn't go out and spray paint it this time. This time I just tapped it in and pounced it all over. And what this does is it not only doesn't give it full coverage, but it gives texture, and that is the reason why I do this. Then when I switched to the gold leaf rub and buff, which is such a pretty gold rub and buff, it's one of my favorites, I did the same technique. So, and I use a chip brush and I just pounce it on, and that adds a little bit of texture, which I think levels it up a little bit. Now, you don't have to cover all of the black, and that's kind of the point of doing the black, is it gives it an aged fill. We covered most of it, I would say, but you don't have to be like super careful when doing this. Then the one thing I love about rub and buff, and the reason why everybody is so obsessed with it, is because it dries almost instantaneous. So it's like instant gratification. Plus, I mean, it gives a really nice finish as well, but it's like that instant gratification. It's like, ah. Once it's pretty much instantaneously dry, I just take a paper towel and go over it, buff it out a little bit, make sure I grab anything like that maybe didn't fully dry, and then it's ready to go. Honestly, this was a very simple hack to do, and it really elevated the look of this mirror. I mean, really a lot. So I got the mirror on clearance for $59 in the as is section. Its original price was $169 at IKEA, which I believe is totally overpriced. In my humble opinion, you can find something very similar at like Hobby Lobby or Marshall's or anywhere for less than that. But because we got it for the price that we did, I do think it's a good deal. And also, if you don't have an IKEA around, that's okay. You can find mirrors like this at, like, especially vintage ones, at the thrift store, and maybe they're the wrong color, but I hope that you can see that by adding a few embellishments and adding some paint, you can have a high-end looking mirror for a whole lot less. So the variation or the size of mirror that we would get at Anthropologie would be at the bargain price, I say very tongue-in-cheek, of $550. What?
That is outrageous.
And we did this, you know, by the time I add in some supplies and the wood beads and everything, we're probably into it $70. So that is a tiny fraction of the cost when you compare it to the inspiration one. Anyways, I just hope that this gets your wheels spinning, and I hope that you really enjoyed this project. I'm very happy with how it turned out. So for this next art piece, I originally had a whole different plan in mind, but once I grabbed the frame that I already had on hand, remember how I said, I have one at home I'm gonna use? Well, I realized that it just wasn't gonna work for what I originally had planned because the sizing was all wrong. So I quickly switched gears and I took it in a totally different direction. This one was really simple. So this started out as a frame that I used in my son's previous bedroom in our old house, and I turned it into like, it's like a kind of a shadow box fill, and I had like a monogrammed C. I'll put it up on the screen. You know, it was really cute in that room, but it didn't end up making it into my son's new bedroom. It just didn't work in the design, and that's okay. So I had this on hand. I popped off the C and it damaged the wood that it was on. So I just flipped it over and I ended up painting that white. I did a coat of white chalk paint to act as a primer, and then I did white acrylic paint because I wanted it to have a little bit more of a sheen than a flat finish, but it's totally up to you. And then since I didn't want to go to the store and I didn't want to spend any other additional money, I'm like, what else can I do? I mean, I had so many different ideas of what we could do. We could do a wreath in it or whatever. I had a giant flower in my stash, and if you know me, you watch my channel, I do kind of like oversized flowers sometimes. I have big pink peonies or peonies, depending on how you say it, big giant poinsettias or poinsettias, depending on how you say that. So I had this in my stash. All I did is like a big stem, and I plucked off the big flower head, and I plucked off the leaves, and then I just hot glued it into place, and it was just as easy as that. But then I was looking at it and I noticed that there was like, sometimes with silk flowers you see those fraying edges. Well, I had a really fun hack for that. A quick hack for you: if you have some loose fibers on the edges of your silk flowers like I do here, take a lighter and just kind of very carefully wave it around the edges, and what it does is it melts them and they disappear. Okay, there's the loose ones right there. Don't get it too close, just kind of get it near. Here's one, here's some. Okay, but you gotta be careful or that could happen. So now I've got to trim that off and make it look normal. I love how it turned out. I think this is really fun. You could totally customize it for a flower that you love. I definitely tend to lean a little bit more traditional in the things that I do, and sometimes I get these kind of bold, wild ideas and I just have to go with them sometimes. And it turned out cute. I mean, I like it. And you could do like a whole series of them and stack them together. So what we've learned is it's kind of amazing what can happen when you take something that's been discounted, a little beat up, and maybe even overlooked, and you give it some vision, a little love, and a second chance. These pieces started off a little rough around the edges, but now they're stunning. And honestly, isn't that a reminder for us too? You don't have to be perfect or brand new to be worthy of a glow up. Sometimes the most beautiful transformations come from things and the people that have been through a lot. So whatever season you're in, just know you're not broken. You're becoming, and you are powerful. We'll see you next time. Bye. Oh, don't forget to check out this video right there. You're gonna love it.